Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about Ted Lasso, episodes 5, 6, and 7 of season 3. And I have very mixed feelings on each of the episodes. 5 I think was very lame and fillery. 6 was one of my favorite episodes of the entire series, and 7 is, good. Nothing to write home about, but still pretty good. Guys, let's start out with episode 5, and I'm really not sure what to say about this episode. I feel like the direction a lot of the season is very fillery, and one of the main problems I have with the season is Keely's storyline. Now, I'm a huge fan of Keely, and particularly seasons 1 and 2, and what I like about her is how well she works with the other cast members. But in season 3, she's off on her own little side story, completely disconnected from the rest of the cast. Like she gets a couple scenes with Rebecca here and there, but for the most part, it's very disconnected, and she really has no she doesn't really have any scenes with any of her main characters. Um, like I said, I'm still a little bit confused as to why they broke up Keely and Roy after spending so much time getting those two together and breaking up off screen nonetheless. It's kind of felt really forced and random. Like he could have been building to the breakup, but it just kind of happens. Like they don't even get to see it. Build to it at the end of season 2, but the fact we don't even get a scene of them breaking up is kind of confusing. I think her romance with Jack is a bit forced. I think it kind of comes out of nowhere. It's like they always have to pair up Keely with somebody, um, because I feel like the writers think she's only interesting in a romantic subplot, but she could just be like Mary Tyler Moore and not date anybody for a while. But this Jack girl, I'm not sure about her. I think something's up. She seems like she has a lot of controlling tendencies. The love bombing they mentioned in episode 7. So I'm wondering, I don't think this relationship's gonna last that long. Or maybe Jack will be learn to be a little bit less, controlling. Also, the whole Nate subplot, while we're supposed to care about him and hope he finds love with Jade, at the same time, I'm still not over him, uh, you know, fucking with my man Ted. He betrayed Ted, so why do I care if he's happy? You know what I mean? I know, he has a backstory and why he did what he did, and we could empathize with that, but at the same time, I'm not like, yeah, go Nate, get the girl, yeah. When what he did to Ted and, to a large extent the rest of the team was very selfish and awful. So I really don't care about his happiness at this point until he makes it up to him. I really did like Ted's amazing speech at the end of the episode, though. That kind of made up for it, was kept it from being a total stinker. But let's move on to one of the series' best episodes, which is episode 6, I think, Amsterdam, or episode 7, Amsterdam. I just checked, it's episode 6. So I love this episode because it's kind of like we see the characters out of the element. They're in Amsterdam. First of all, I love how they filmed on location. It would have just been easy to put them in front of a green screen or something, but no, they actually went to Amsterdam, and it's just a very sweet, uplifting episode for the most part. I love the Roy and Jamie bike riding scenes. They're kind of hilarious when he teaches Roy how to ride a bike and he keeps falling. I love Ted's hallucinations, but it turns out he wasn't on drugs. He was just had a placebo and some spicy wings. And I think the concept of an American themed restaurant, which is really inaccurate, is kind of it's such a funny gag, but they don't really overuse it that much, which keeps it from being stale. Rebecca with that Amsterdam man, though, that kind of creeped me out a little bit. The whole time she's just like, yeah, okay, I'll stay in your cabin for a little bit. Yeah, who cares? And I'm thinking is this guy a creep? And then I'm like, oh, maybe he's not a creep. Maybe this is just a happy little, what could have been. And then it turns out he might be a creep because he's like, we didn't do it, did we? And he's like, no. And then she leaves and he's like, oh yeah, we did. And I'm like, ew, did he do it when she was sleeping? That's kind of messed up. Um, and I don't know. It's made me a little uncomfortable there. What's gonna happen now is we're gonna find out that Rebecca's secretly pregnant, and she's gonna be like, "Who did it? Oh, it's the creepy Amsterdam guy." I don't know where that's gonna lead. I thought the scenes with Trent and Colin were really sweet. At first I was like, "Why is Trent following Colin around? Why does he care so much?" Find out that Trent's also gay, so you kind of get it. And he's like, "It's okay, I've been there, done that." So that was a sweet scene between them. And I guess the part of the episode I wasn't a huge fan of was like, where are we gonna go? Oh, let's just stay here. It's like, why can't you just split up? Who cares? You're with each other all the time? But yeah, I love this episode. The characters are paired off in different ways. It's like Beards Night Out, except the entire cast, which makes it a little bit more, interesting and less disjointed from the rest of the series. Yeah, I'd say the standouts for me is Rebecca and Jamie. They've come a long way since season one, and I really love how the characters are developed, and the actors who play them are very good as well. So moving on to episode 7, which I also enjoyed, but not as much as the Amsterdam one. So I'd say the funniest part of episode 7 was like Roy's idea to just tie all the dicks together to be like more connected, but really he was just doing it to mess with them and injure them, which was like really funny, but I don't know why like Ted or Beale didn't stop him from doing that. Anyway, I don't know. That was probably my favorite part of the episode. So they start using total football, which is kind of like more of an improvised method, from what I understand. I'm not a big like football fan, so I don't know exactly. But it kind of has mixed results. At least they try something new, but sometimes the positions don't really transfer well into other people's. I do like how we're back, like focusing on the team getting better, like actually them training and stuff. Uh, but as with episode 5, I'm still not really invested in the Keeley storyline and also the Nate romantic storyline simply because it doesn't really connect to any of the other characters much. Like the Nate one could kind of have a thing like, maybe she softens him, he gets more confident because he's dating her now. So then he like, realizes he's been an asshole to Ted and apologizes. Maybe that's where they're going with that. But I really have no idea where the Keeley storyline is going at all and how it could connect to the main plot. It really just seems really random and disjointed. Uh, but yeah, still a very good episode. Like maybe there'll be some twist, curveball, where like Jack's secretly looking for Rupert or something. Like that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I'm gonna give episode 5 a C minus because it was very bland. Episode 6 is an A minus because it's one of my favorite episodes. Just very beautifully written, directed, acted. And episode 7 is like a B. Somewhere in the middle. Pretty good. Not the best, not bad. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.